Chemistry cards.
Yeah. Are the matrix? Sham Jeezy. Haratia. When me say U.P.K, you care. Well, anyway. We there a whole a rem span the ends. Me and me dog them a whole a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress pan we head pan the ends. We feel this pan the ends. Every man a try be the next pan the ends, dog. We fly out and one bends pan the ends, but we die out and more dead pan the ends. Where me come from, you lucky if you live long. They in a the war zone, but I no Pakistan. A the place where you juvenile a the big man. Pray for you do time, brother, pick one, yo. Man a fi bleach, but I never zone of the 6 pants and the rifle with kickstand. Quick answer to enemy, them response. You we dead if you a Christian, devil them strong. We say, but it's a trick done. Them one we fall down in a the quicksand. Me killer them where they are London, England. Teach me say the white man him is a trickster. The same struggle man a face in a Kingston. A same struggle them a face in a Trinidad. All the way go to Birmingham, Brixton. The link strong, it no matter what the distance. Hey, boom. We there a whole a rent span the ends. Me and me dog them a whole a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress pan we head pan the ends. We feel this span the ends. Every man a try be the next span the ends, dog. We fly out and one bend span the ends, but we die out and more dead body them. Once upon a time round ya so did nice, full of vibes. Man a play football, shoes aside. If I no football, you like one go shoot your dice. But everything change when me nigga lose him life. Who for crime? A certain black coffee get scrutinized. Check every taxi on the route I drive. Them youth I ride them to connive. Man have to sleep at the and shoot tonight. And watch your head back, you never know who for time round. You no safe again. Watch out for the hate of them and the traitor them and the fake friend dog, the acre tens. No solution for make amends. Babylon says ceasefire, but we nah no faith na them a sake of them. Make the crime rate so great again. And Jamaica red hot like the equator belt Jamaica bread. Cause you never break no bread. With the ghetto youth them, you send the Terminator them, dad. So man have to whole a rem span the ends. Me and my dog them a whole a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress pan we head pan the ends. We feel this span the ends. Every man a try be the next span the ends, dog. We fly out and one bend span the ends, but we die out and more dead pan the ends. Lucky if you live long, they in a the war zone, but I know Pakistan is a place where you juvenile a the big man. Pray for you do time, brother, pick one, dog. Man have to bleach, but I never zone of the 6 pants and the rifle with kickstand. Quick answer to enemy, them respond. You we dead if you a Christian, devil in strong hands. A trick done, them one we fall down in a the quicksand. Me killer them where they are London, England. Teach me say the white man him is a trickster. The same struggle man a face in a Kingston. A same struggle them a face in a Trinidad. All the way go to Birmingham, Brixton. The link strong, it no matter what the distance.
Chemistry cards.
Really serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord to do his will, I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in a cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a child. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under YAHANNA, and he murdered by them and got a hug from YAHANNA. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priest bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we could never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
Take a second, we reflecting with the light, but this the life, I fucking love it. Wouldn't trade it to be white, now that's alright. I got the right at birth, the devil's redefining work.
Someday you'll pay the price.
No, I don't break a fold, I need and bake the dough, then recreate the flow. They think they making though, what they forsake is so essential. Over lentils, get your issue. Guess who's on this instrumental with you? Gives a damn if we was fam, leave you unread and call it spam. I'm not a fan of Antichrist, they slayed the man, I swayed the Tim like here I am, the son of slammers, taking shots at David Berkowitz. Pussy. A different discipline existed in this New York state of mind. Say since now, no, not the actor, but the year he's ever. Not one thing in mind to grind until this gavel turns his words to mirth from Babel.
Front lines of 69, I follow protocol. This kingdom built.
Gotta be ready for when the war starts. Fighting these battles through life got us accumulating war scars. Nothing is given. We going through these curses while we living. We soldiers on the mission until the dead in Christ is risen. I thank the Lord for Abba Bibbins, Most High in Christ, for all the fallen soldiers that I didn't mention, for all the fallen sisters too. Through the years trying to fight back the tears cause we missing you. And I never met Kama War, but I hear stories from the brothers. In the truth, he was a dinosaur. And I know one day we all gotta die. I pray I go honorable like Makata's eye. Fighting through these curses to survive. I vow to keep their name alive. Fallen soldiers, I let my eyes cry through this pen and made my niggas rise again. My fallen soldiers, fighting through these curses to survive. I vow to keep their name alive. Fallen soldiers, I let my eyes cry through this pen and made my niggas rise again. My fallen soldiers. It's war at all costs, they killing us off. We holding on to all thoughts, no memories lost. And you can fall for they snare.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on,
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up on by the bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. So they like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Sabe got this bitch off the hand, got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. Hey, one way, one way, one way, one way, one way.
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settling? See, you locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow Air Ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all stepping. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS. A mean right. That's mean right. We build different, you know the vibes. And we something authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoking, so we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit.
All right, Most High in Christ, you're on the ends. You know what I mean? This is our 129th episode. I'm here with our one. You know what I mean? Big up to everyone in the chat, man. Big up to Bar, you know, from Brum. Big up to Aisha, you know, got our band, you know what I mean? Who else in here, man? Make sure you put your name in, like, share, subscribe, man. So it's about to be a good one. You know, as you know, Charles Coronation. When is it tomorrow?
It's Monday, I believe. There's a bank holiday for it.
Yeah. It's bank holiday Monday, the day off.
Oh, right. Coronation.
So we gotta get into that, man. So you know, make sure you call the show 079 607 46784. Oh, yeah. 079 607 46784. Make sure you contact the show. Any questions, you know, write them in, any comments, you know, anything you don't understand, you know what I mean? Make sure you call it, man. I will answer your question, man. Make sure you also come to 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. That's B9, that's 394 Lodge Road, Birmingham, B18 5PW. That's classes every day, man. Monday to Friday, 7 to 9. Make sure you're there, man. Bring your questions. If you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you're allowed. If you're some type of African or whatever, man, or East Indian or some type of heathen, you can't forward, man. You know what I mean? Shalom, Dango Bar, my Lord in Christ. How's it going? Yeah, Bashim Shaktar. You hear me? Oh, it's probably got some problem. We'll sort it out, man. So again, man, we got a hot topic, man. Make sure you write them in. Got a couple of things going through. Yeah, man. So lucky, the sister says we got a store. Can we do, man? It's a shame, but you know what? They're not even important, man. So you know what I mean. What's Manny saying? What's the weather saying?
It's been decent recently. It's been all right. It was raining the other day, but just spitting rain. It's to what?
Just like down here, man. It's hot 1 minute, cold 1 minute, raining. Yeah, all in one day, you know. Down and left and right, man. I don't know. I really don't know what to wear. What should I feel on the shorts, feel on a coat, feel on a hoodie, man. I don't know what to wear, man. So lucky. That is, but again, man, you know what I mean? This whole King Charles Coronation coming up. We're gonna let you know the UPK stance on that. You know what I mean? Anything you want to know, that's right. Make sure you text us, call us. Do what you gotta do, man. 079 607 46784, man. So first things first, let's get into it, man. Sister goes, the weather is so confusing. It was hot and cold in once. Yeah, man. Same. It was hot, cold, raining, not so raining. You know, it's crazy. It's a mad thing. But anyway, let's get into it, man. Get into the first thing. The first thing that I saw this week, Raul, man, I couldn't believe it. This devil, if it plays, the devil answered this woman bang on, man. I couldn't believe it, man. Let me see if it plays. Damn. Give me 2 seconds. We'll get back to it, actually. Give me 2 seconds. Let me see if it plays. You see what happened to Jamie Foxx? Yo. Riddles. Saying he's sick of it. I don't know. That's something like that's what the disease or something, man. He's wasting away and shit, man. It's terrible.
Right. Yeah, he's this fake is alright. Not even that. Let's say this gambling.
Who? 1 second.
This heckler.
Yeah, man. He can't come, man. That's why he's angry, to be honest.
Right.
Come,
he invited to the cookout. It's tough.
Can't come to no cookout, man. You know what I mean? Listen, there's places where he can eat all the fufu he wants, man.
That's right.
Fufu till it comes out of his nose, man. But here, you can't have our delicious food. You can't come to our place, man. You know, you can go to them African spots, man, and eat all the fufu your heart desires, man. Right. You eat it till it comes out of your ears, man. But right here, you can't, man. You can't come here, Salakia. You know what I mean? Gambling, you can't come here, man. Don't blame me, blame God, man. You know, blaming me, what did I do? What did I do, man? Shit. All right, I forgot it now. 2 seconds. If you don't play, I'll move on. Take it some time. Nah, it's not playing. Ain't no sweat. Move to the next one. Okay, so this is the first one. Let's get into it.
Whole take on pro-black, and especially in terms of like dating and how you're viewed, like if you have a partner that's not black, like what's your takes on that?
I don't think there is a problem with you dating somebody outside of your culture. Being pro-black has not really got anything to do with who you date, because like you said, you can't help who you love. Yeah, I think being pro-black is being supportive of your community, help building your community, putting money into your community, spending into your community.
Yeah,
there's no problem doing that. You have a lot of men that will go and conquer and have different women from different tribes. You know, it's been going on for centuries, but yet the wealth is still kept within their community. We are not, you know, no different.
And listen to that. That's garbage, man. You can be pro-black, but still date outside of your race. That's the most stupidest shit I've heard in my life, man. Can you be pro-woman, but then go to a strip club? Man, of course you can't be. Can you be, pro-vegan, but then you're eating all the beef? You live at McDonald's. Of course you can't. You can't be pro-black and support black people, and the woman in your bed ain't even black, man. That's nonsense. And this is what people are believing. Black man, listen, let me tell you something, man. White women are not that desirable. Like, why can't we just put them down and be pro-black? We want to be pro-black, but we want to hold on to their woman, man. Because man, you can't love black people if you can't lie down with a black woman. You can't love black people if the woman that reflects you isn't black. You can't love black people if you don't want black children, man. How you can love black people and care for black people, but yet not my children, though? I love black people, but wow, I wouldn't want one of them black children, though. It's a bit too much. I love black people, but not my woman. I can't have a black woman, man. That's garbage, man. You can't be pro-black if you don't like black people, man. If you ain't got a black woman, and that's in the Bible too, man. Go on, when chime in.
The logic is so backwards. It's like, oh yeah, you know, being pro-black is just about putting money in the black community, but then you go and marry a white woman, you're spending money. Like instead of putting your money and marrying a black woman and raising black children, you'll now the children are, if you're a man and you marry a white woman, the children will still be Israelites, but you married a white woman, you're giving your resources to her, you're not keeping that in your own black community. So how is that pro-black? And it's slack here.
Go on, so you took the words back in my mouth. So say that again. Like you're taking the money from black people and giving it to them. How are you pro-black? Slack, carry on, slack, man.
And as well, like as you said, the message you're sending out, like, oh yeah, I love black people, but you know, I don't want my children. You know, like you look at your children aren't, they ain't fully what you are. Like if you love black people, why would you'd want to bring forth more black people that are fully what you are? Like why you can't say you love black, then you know, not my child. I want my child to have the so-called good hair. You know, it's that type of mentality, man. It's really backwards.
So again. Oh, the clown. Sorry, that's cool. Let me get a picture from me real quick. 1 second.
Come on.
What he said was key, man. Let me get this real quick. So, lock it. 2 seconds. Is that a sword, yeah?
Yeah. The one in Titus.
The one I want is 1 second.
Or Tobit's like it.
No, not that one. Baruch 4 and 3.
Come on.
No, I'm too long.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 3. Give not thine honor to another.
There you go, man. Don't give your honor to another, man. If things that's honorable, give it to another race, give it to another nation. You can't be pro-black, and yet you're supporting a white woman, man. Right. You're talking about I want to help black people economically, but you ain't helping your household economically, man. You're taking your hard-earned money and spending it on someone outside of your race, on some African, some Chinese, some next race, man. You're talking that your money, your hard-earned money is going out. The Bible goes, don't give your honor to someone else, man. Keep it in.
Can't. Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
And what's the things that are profitable to you? Your money, man. Your money, your time, your strength. You're giving all that to a strange nation, man. While you're changing your wife's car tire, there's a black woman with a flat car tire, man. You're
Right.
giving your strength to a stranger. While your woman's getting, you know, her bags walked home, feeling safe, there's a black woman somewhere that don't feel safe, that feels unsafe, man.
Right.
When you're doing the school run, you know, taking the pressure off, you know, your heathen wife, there's a black woman with all that pressure, man. You're giving your honor and your strength to another, man. You know what I mean? It's like you want to bring up something else.
Khan, and as well, it's so many of our rich that do this where they'll go and get. It's a symbol if you haven't made it until you got a white woman, or you haven't made it until you got one of these oppressors women, and you have all these riches, and then they'll either divorce you and take half of it, or you die, they take all of it. Either way, they'll damn near take all of it. And you've worked as a black man, you've worked so hard to build this wealth, to build this money. It is hard for us to make it in this kingdom. And you want to go and give that to another nation. You want to give that right back to the oppressor, man. It is such a weak mindset.
Absolutely, man. So, like, what was the scripture you're going to bring out, Salakia?
I was going to bring out, it was in Tobit chapter, I believe it's chapter 4.
Well, bring it out, man. Break it down as well, man. Come on, Alban, man.
Let me get it. So, Tobit chapter 4, and verse. 4 and verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers. So the Bible says, beware of all whoredom, meaning beware of all fornication, unlawful sex. Beware of all whoredom. And it explains the whoredom that he's specifically talking about. Reading on, he says, chiefly take a wife of the seed of your fathers. You take a wife that's of your kindred, your people, your kinsmen. You take a wife of your nation. If you are Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you take a wife that is Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Don't take these oppressors women. Don't take no Moabites, no Chinese. Don't take no East Indian. Don't take none of their women, man. And sister, don't take their men. Don't give yourself onto their men. You stay with your own. You stick with your own people. Reading on. And take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It says, don't take a strange woman to wife. Don't take these other nations to wife and give your resources, as the other one brought out, to give the things that are profitable unto these nations. Do you buy a house together? You die, they get a house. It goes to their people. You buy a car together, she'll divorce you and take the car. Like you have children together. Those are Israelite children, but she'll divorce you and she'll take the children, man. And your blessing, your blessed seed goes right into their people, benefiting their people. And the Bible says we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We have a royal bloodline, man. We are the chosen people of the Most High God, the one true God on this earth. And we want to dilute our bloodline. We want to go with these oppressors, give them our blessings. Our sisters want to go bring forth their children. We are a royal bloodline, man. The same way Britain don't want no sort of Britain don't want no black woman. That even Meghan Markle, who's an oppressor, but she had a brown skin tone. They don't want her in that royal family. They want to keep their royal family pure. So why do we want to dilute ours, man? That's like
the cut in here. They don't even like Rishi Sunak, and he even black. They don't even like him. What carry on slack, yeah?
Come on, as you said, man. We ought to be how these oppressors are, man. These oppressors, they keep their bloodline pure. Chinese, if a Chinese woman brings a black man home to her dad, he's not impressed, man. So why are we all welcoming and not even welcoming where many of us are overjoyed when a black man brings a white woman home, or when a black woman brings a white man home, man. We should love our own the same way these other nations they love their own, man.
That's right.
And he reading on. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. So our forefathers from the beginning, Abraham, Isaac, Noah, Jacob, they all took women of their own people, man. All the way back to Adam. He took a wife of his own kindred, and they were blessed in their children. They had a strong family unit, man. They were blessed in what they did. They prospered. We prosper when we do that. When a black man and a black woman join together, they pool their resources together, they build. We prosper in that, man. We don't prosper when we just give it all away to these oppressors, man. You cannot be pro-black and have an oppressor woman or our sisters have an oppressor man. Salakia, go ahead.
Salakia, man. What you still bang on? I can't fault. It's true, man. How we're supposed to be pro-black but then love other nations? It don't even make sense, man. The problem is Christianity. We're Christians and we want to hold on to the world, but it's still love black people.
Right.
We want to be righteous but still celebrate Christmas. Be righteous but still hold on to the things that we love. And what's the one of the things that we love is other nations' women, man. We love them. Why? Society says that they're beautiful, and then black women are ugly, and black women fight on TV, and then black women are for Maury Povich, and black women are ratchet. So we want a trophy, but at the same time, when they claim to our people and say, well, you can be both, you can't be both, man. You can't love women yet get in the strip club, man.
Right.
You can't love your brothers and you're having sex with their wives, man. And you can't love black people if your woman ain't black. I said it, man. That goes for everyone that claims to love black people. That goes for David Lammy, Diane Abbott, all them people that claim to fight for the plight of black people. Meanwhile, they can't even have sex with a black person, man.
Right.
They can't even lie down with a black person, man. You know what I mean? Who you lie down with shows who you love. And you love black people so much. Meanwhile, you can't lie down with one, man. You know, when Michael Jackson claimed to love black people so much, yeah, he couldn't bear to look in the mirror.
Right.
Couldn't bear to look in the mirror at his black face, man.
That's
couldn't
right.
bear to, which shows what? He ain't equipped to love black people, man.
Right.
People like that we shouldn't follow, man. You know what I mean?
He looked in the mirror. He couldn't stand to see his black skin and his black hair, man. He had to perm his hair, do all sorts to his skin, mash up his nose. Like the self-hatred. And as the sister brought out in one of these comments, like if I could.
Well, I'll put it up.
In this comment here, we're trying to cleave to these other nations where we're not welcome, man. We trying to take these as in one of the previous on the ends, a black man said, oh, he likes Bolivian women or Asian women. The Asian fathers, they don't want us, man. We're a stereotype where we're black people are one of the worst people to bring home. They'd rather a white man, they'd rather Indian man, they'd rather any other race but us, man. We're at the bottom of the pole when it comes to like father's approval. So why are we trying to go where we're not wanted, man?
That's right.
None of these nations want us. The Bible says, gather together, O nation not desired. We are a nation that's not desired by any other nation, man.
That's right.
We're supposed to gather together, man. That's pro-black. That's how you love your own.
That's right. And let me tell you something. You want to know who's pro-black? The most pro-black group on the face of the earth is the I.S.U.P.K, man.
That's right.
Ain't no one more pro-black than us, man. These fake Israelite groups claim that they're pro-black. Meanwhile, they got white people in there, man.
Right.
Meanwhile, they love all nations. Meanwhile, they want to have white girls in there and Chinese girls. Ain't no one more pro-black. We're so pro-black. Our cookouts are only for us. We're so pro-black. The woman in our bed is the same color as us. We're so pro-black. We have feast days and holy days that God commanded that only black people should be in there, man. We're the ones that are pro-black, man. If you get that album, the stranger shall not eat the Passover. I'm going to show you how this organization is pro-black, man. That no one can join this organization. No one can. No one can step foot in here. No one can, get nothing from us. Why? Because we're so pro-black, man. Everything is for us and by us, man. These feast days, black women cook the food in here, man. Black women make these fly garments we're wearing. Black women make them, man. Black children run all up and down in the classroom of the I.S.U.P.K, man. All of our teachings are from black men. Everything that we do is bought with black money, man. Black time, black everything. And we have holy days from God himself, man. And God instructs us that we can only deal with black people. We are pro-black, man. Our gatherings, we only invite black people. Our food drives, black people. We are pro-black, not no fake Israelite, man. Not no fake organization, man, claiming to be pro-black, man. They ain't black. They ain't pro-black. We are Salakia. Well, we don't be Baba Kushar.
Can you hear me?
Can't.
Yeah, still.
Oh, Chris.
Is my face cut off?
Okay.
Nah, I can see you, sir.
All right, no sweat. My face, check the end camera. All right, no sweat. Yeah, go on.
And Salaki, if I could, just before I read the scripture.
Yeah, sure.
It's we love black people so much, but we don't let these Africans in. Why? Because these Africans
right.
Our people. They are responsible for our destruction. Slack you.
I want you to listen now. What is the key? We love black people so much that we don't love Africans. We love black people so imagine this. We love black people so much we hate them Africans for what they did to us 2,000 years ago.
Right.
That's how much we love our people. We didn't say, well, it's in the past. We remember Egypt, man.
We
remember how they made us make pyramids for them and skyscrapers for them. And we love black people so much that we still ain't forgotten about it, man. And we still don't have Africans in here. We don't forget about slavery. We remember the black woman that was lynched. We remember the black man that was whipped and forced to work for free. We remember them black babies that cut cane and cutting free of charge, man. Free of a black baby's job was to cut cane free of charge every day, every night, every day, every night. There was no annual leave. There was no days off. He didn't get no dinner break, no lunch break. There was no HR. His job was to cut cane every single day. I guess when he stopped cutting cane, when he was old and couldn't work no more. I can't forget about that. I can't forget about that, man. We love black people so much, we don't forget about it. We love black people so much that no white man could ever come in here and rap no meat tree, man. It's lucky down the way. Down the wall, we got to wrap the meat tree around his neck alive.
For real?
Right.
Right his head. It's lucky down the bar. Go on, down the bar. Say something, man. He's coming. Down the bar coming on a quiet one, you know.
Yo, I was having issues with the speaker. It was telling me I ain't got no speaker. I'm thinking, shit, I never had no speaker last week and it worked. Okay, well, what they're trying to charge me for now? What's the topic?
Can you be pro-black but date outside your race? Let me show you the video real quick. 1 second.
How you're viewed, like if you have a partner that's not black, like what's your takes on that?
I don't think there is a problem with you dating somebody outside of your culture. Being pro-black has not really got anything to do with who you date, because like you said, you can't help who you love. Yeah, I think being pro-black is being supportive of your community, help building your community, putting money into your community, spending into your community.
Yeah,
there's no problem doing that. You have a lot of men that will go and conquer and have different women from different tribes. You know, it's been going on for centuries, but yet the wealth is still kept within their community. We are not, no different.
Hold on, and she's saying you can be pro-black and date outside your race.
That was she's saying, yeah, can't.
And that doesn't make no sense, because being pro-black means you want black children, man. That's being pro-black means. If you date outside your race, you're not gonna have black children, man. Well, you will. Obviously, children will be Israelites, but what you will find is, let's say you're a black man who dates white women and you're pro-black. What you'll find is your children are gonna do the opposite, man. Your children's going to grow up with that white side and take on the white tendencies, man. And then you're going to be talking about, I'm pro-black. And because of your lust, you're going to cry when your son gets a white woman. And he's going to be like, Dad, I'm suffering from the same lust problems that you were suffering from.
That's right.
Before you know it, you're all going to be getting white women, man. She's talking about the community, man. Listen, man. We're trying to build a nation. She's talking about you can keep the money inside the community. Listen, man, we're trying to give this black sperm to black women, man. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to give this black sperm to black women, man. We ain't trying to mix it with nobody else and all of this garbage. She doesn't know what she's on about, man. She needs to shut up and put me on the platform about you can be pro-black. Listen, what's her nationality? Who is she?
I don't even know, man. Like what you said, we're trying to put black sperm in black eggs, man. So like, yeah, carry on.
And Salaki, if I could,
go on.
And how, even when say a black man has a child with an oppressor's woman, the children they grow up and they learn from their mother, so they'll learn a lot of their customs, how they act, how they operate. They won't act like their father, man. They'll act like their mother, and then they grow up to like white women because that's what they know. That's what their mother is. And even if a black woman takes a child, well, they won't be an Israelite anyway, but they see, because these other nations, they have their own culture, they know their history, they're strong in their nationality. We're not, because we were scattered under the curse of the Most High.
That's right.
Our children will want to go to the strongest culture, you know, the people that know their history. They'll gravitate towards that. So instead of just abandoning our history, our culture, and trying to, it's just trying to attach yourself to these other nations, and that's what your children will follow and do, man. And I had another. If I could go back to Tovit, say if I could, Salakia, playing that.
Come on, man. Get comfortable, man. It's about trying to get comfortable, man. Yeah, of course you can. Come on, man.
It just reinvigorated me because she's talking about, oh, you can be pro-black and you can date women outside your race. You can still love black people. It's got nothing to do with that. That's her wisdom. That's the wisdom of the world. Let's see what the Bible says about interracial marriage and love. If you can still love your people and date outside your race. Right back to Tobit, right? Just where I left off, man. Salakia. Tobit chapter 4 and verse 13. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren and despise not in thy heart thy brethren.
Come on, man.
The sons and daughters of thy people in not taking a wife of them. So that's the wisdom of the Bible. That's the wisdom in the Apocrypha. It says, don't despise your people. It says, love your people and don't despise them. And how does it say you despise them? In not taking a wife of them.
That's right.
So this I don't know if she's a sister or another nation, but this woman here is saying, no, you can still love your people and date outside your race. That's the wisdom of this world. That's the wisdom of the Christian church. If you read this Bible, you open up this book and you read the word of the prophets, it says, don't hate your people in not taking a wife of them, man. If you take a wife or you take a husband of any other nation, you hate your people, man. Ain't no amount of black power, ain't no amount of BLM squares in the Instagram can stop that fact, man. You hate yourself and you hate your people. It's like you.
And that's what it is. That's why our people love the Christian church. You know why? Because the Christian church don't take no work. You can be a sinner, but just give a little money on Sunday. And what you got is people that want to date outside their race, but then just keep the money in the black community.
Right.
You know, they feel like anyone can do that. That's easy. They don't want to fight their own lust, man. But moving on, man. These clowns, man. So the only leaders of black people are in the UPK, man. Don't be following no YouTuber, man. What do they know, man? Let me show you a thing, man.
You should learn for a little bit more acceptance and tolerance.
Let me ask you this. Is God tolerant?
I think God made us all in his light. He didn't make any mistakes, right? So if he created trans people, then he did it for a reason.
Did he create trans people, or do trans people choose to be trans?
It was not a f***ing choice for me.
You didn't choose to go on hormones. You don't choose to dress this way. You don't choose to identify as a woman. You don't choose to wear a weave. You don't choose to put on makeup and present yourself as a woman.
If you were...
Listen. What the devil said was correct, man.
Right.
This woman said, this woman said that we should be more tolerant. And God should be more tolerant. Let me tell you something. God don't tolerate anything, man.
That's
God
right.
God gives you ultimatums, man. Do this or don't. God ain't tolerant. God don't say, oh, you know, I don't deal with trans, you know, but go on then. Let me tell you how God rolls, man. If you could, Alban, give me Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 30 and 15.
Deuteronomy 30. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 15.
19, Baba Kishar.
Verse 19, Khan. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death.
There you go, man. You got a choice, man. They ain't know I was born this way. They ain't God should be tolerant, or you know, you should tolerate me. God, listen, God set before us life and death, man. There's things that you can do that will make sure you die, and there's things that you can do that will make sure you live. You choose. Listen, God, it's right there before you, life and death. Keep it in.
Another one, Khan. Blessing and cursing.
And blessing and cursing, man. The things that you can do, and you can have a wonderful life, and there's things that you can do that will make sure you get punished by the Lord, man.
That's
set
right.
before you. It's your choice, man. Don't tell me I was made this way. You got a choice, man. You can choose that curse, man. You can choose to smoke cigarettes and get the lung cancer. You can choose to be a sexual deviant and get the AIDS, man. You choose your own blessing. You choose your own cursing, man. God don't need to be tolerant. God didn't make you no way. You got a choice to do these things, man. What that devil said, what that man said was correct. You choose this life. Keep it in.
Can't. Therefore, choose life.
What did God say?
Therefore, choose life.
And God said, therefore, choose life, man. God said, if you know what's good for you, choose life, choose the right thing, choose the thing that will make you live, man.
That's
talking about, well, I didn't choose to be trans. I was born this way. Listen, there's children out there that are born rude, man. People say, oh, well, the born that way, leave them alone. There's kids out there that like to play with matches and fire. People say, well, you know, he was born that way, leave him alone. No, you teach him, man. You teach him and beat him and fix him until he starts playing with fire, until he starts beating up children at school, man. And likewise with sexual deviancy, likewise with trans, man. You got to teach him. It's a learned behavior, man. You got to train yourself not to have them desires no more. Fight them desires, man. Just like how you train anybody else, man. The only choice you got is to live or die. That's the only two choices God gives you, man. God don't give you the choice to be a sexual deviant or a transgender or a homosexual, man. God gives you the choice to either live or die. It's your choice, man. It's like anyone want to chime in?
God, if I could. And he says literally, he's giving you the opportunity. We have the word of the Lord, and we have the wisdom of this world. We have trans, we have all homosexuality, we have all that nonsense. You can either choose life, you can bring forth life, you won't get any diseases, you won't get no monkeypox, no AIDS, or you can choose that lifestyle, man. You can choose homosexuality and AIDS. Slack, I need to drop out, sure. I'm back in.
Slack a dog about anything to say regarding that?
And it makes no sense because he or she said, what is it a man just as a woman?
It's like a breast though, fat bread, man. I don't know who would take that for a woman. Fuck, you know.
So this is a man dressed as a woman saying, God made me this way. God didn't make you that way. God made you a man and you decided to be a woman, man. That's way that God made you a male, and that's why you was born with a penis, and now you decided you wanted to cut it off, man. What you was born is what God made you. You're talking about God made me this way. God didn't make you no woman. Because if God made you a woman, you would have came out the womb as a woman, man.
That's right.
You came out of the womb as a man, which means God created you a man. And what did you decide you wanted to do? You decided you wanted to go against nature, man. You decided you wanted to go against what's natural. And you decided you wanted to be a man that puts on women's clothes, man. God didn't make you that way. But the Lord has punishments for people that do those things, man. You're gonna die if you don't change it. It's like was it a heathen?
Yeah, both of them.
Oh yeah. Let him put on all the skirts and dresses he wants. Then it doesn't make a difference. He can't be saved anyway. But for black people, if the Lord made you a man, you better stay a man. A man shouldn't be trying to be a woman, man. The Lord don't want that confusion. The Lord don't want a man dressed as a woman, because we ain't supposed to see a man and be like, is it a woman? Imagine that. From far you think it's a woman because you see the outfit, and you get closer only to find out it's a man. This world's crazy, man. The Lord made you a man, so you need to stay a man. The Lord made you a woman, you need to stay a woman, man. If the Lord made you a man, you better be a man that's a warrior and not effeminate, man. Don't be a man that's putting on women's clothes, that's being soft, that's giving into your lust, saying the Lord made me this way. Listen, man, that's a sinner's way out, man. When they don't want to change their life, what do? They say the Lord made me this way. That's the same thing that Muslims teach. Listen, Muslims teach the exact same thing. His life was written. You've heard that one before already. His life was written. What they say is, okay, I'm going to be a disgusting sinner because my life was written and the Lord wrote my life this way. Listen, man, that's a man that gives into his demons. In life, you're the author of your own book, man. You're the author of your own book, and the decisions that you make decides what's written, man.
Right.
You take them steps yourself. All this Muslims believe in some bullshit called predestination. The reason you're gonna die tomorrow is because it was written from before you was born. The reason you're gonna die tomorrow is because you chose to be a drug dealer when the Lord told you not to be, man. The choices you make is your choices. All that predestination stuff that I'm this way because God wants me to be this way. Listen, man. Let the people say, well, God knows everything. God knows, but you don't know, man. You could wake up tomorrow and decide to change your life. How do you know God ain't written your life for you to be the most faithful and honest person on earth, man? The thing
Right.
is, you've never tried. How do you know the Lord don't want you to be the most righteous man on earth? You've never tried. But because you're a sinner and you don't want to change your life, you just say, you know what? The Lord's made me this way, and the Lord wants me to do this. Nah, man. The Lord wants you to change your life and be the most righteous man, the most righteous woman on earth, man. That's your end goal. But like I said, if you believe in predestination and you believe in the Lord's made me this way, the Lord's made me this way to die, then you're never going to change your life. That is a weak man's way out, man. That's a demon in your head telling you the Lord made you this way. Because the Bible says what? The Lord made man upright, and they've sought out many inventions, man. The Lord made a man to be righteous, and you sought out many inventions along the way. Slacky, go ahead.
Slacky down the bar. If you could, get that for me. Ecclesiastes 7:29. I want down the bar. Carry on down the bar. The scripture that he puts out.
So the Lord made you upright, and you see some inventions along the way. The Lord made you a man, and a man's supposed to be upright, and you seen a dress and heels along the way and decided to pull it on, man.
Right.
You seen gay men come out the closet and decided, I want to go in that closet and come out that closet also. The Lord made you upright, and you've sought out many inventions, man. How dare you blame the Lord for your disgusting lifestyle?
That's right.
You're the author of your own book, and the reason your life's so disgusting is why? Because you've decided to make it that way. Everything in life is a choice. You wake up in the morning, you get out of bed, you put your clothes on. When you put your clothes on, you could have been a man that put on some combat pants, man.
Right.
You decided to put on a dress.
Correct.
You went and brought the dress from New Look or wherever you brought the dress from. Don't try to blame the Lord for you making disgusting lifestyle choices. You woke up in the morning and you could have dressed like a man, and you decided, I'm gonna be weak and I'm gonna put on women's clothes. And as you put as you're a man pulling on this skirt, you're blaming the Lord, man.
Right.
You're blaming the Lord when you could have said, I'm not gonna put on this skirt. You could have said, I'm gonna fight this demon that I have. I'm gonna put on combat pants. You could have said, you know what? I think I'm a bit effeminate, so I'm gonna be the most masculine I can be. But instead, what do? Give in to your demons and say, I'm just gonna put on this skirt, and I don't want to blame myself. I'm gonna blame God and say, God made me this way because it helps me sleep at night. Well, listen, man, we're about to wake you up at night. God didn't make you that way, man.
That's right.
You're about to hear an alarm clock, man. This alarm clock's going to be saying homosexual, man. If you don't hear that no more, you better take off that dress and be a man. So, Lucky, go ahead.
Let me to read that, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 29. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright.
He made man what?
That God hath made man upright.
God made man upright. Get me the definition of upright.
Let's see
what the definition of upright
means Yahshua one. I thought upright means Yahshua one. I thought I put it out there for luck. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
So weird charges. I've got here the
come on,
vertically upward in an upright position, the state of being upright, marked by strong moral rectitude.
By strong what?
By strong moral rectitude.
Listen, man, the Lord made you meant to have strong morals, man.
That's right.
Go ahead. Is there any more definitions?
Let's see. Some of the stones upright. You got some synonyms: honorable, honest.
Wait. Honorable? A man putting on a dress, that's not honorable, man.
That's right.
That's dishonorable. A man putting on women's clothes is very dishonorable. The Lord made man and women honorable. Go ahead. You can go back to the scripture. Go ahead.
Have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions.
And the Lord made man upright, aka honorable, and they sought out many inventions on the way, man. They decided, how can I not be honorable? How can I be unhonorable? How can I be disgusting and disrespectful? They sought out many inventions along the way. And then, as they found these inventions and sought out these inventions, they blamed God. Oh, God made me this way. listen, man. Nobody's to blame but yourself. Slack, is there any more in that, or is that it?
That's it on that. So, like, if I could, we brought out 1 Corinthians 14 and 33.
14 and 33.
Where God is not the
I'll
author.
read it for you 2 seconds.
Come on.
It's better when someone reads it for you, break it down, you get me? First Corinthians what? 14 and what?
14 and verse 33.
1 Corinthians 14 and 33. For God is not the author of confusion.
The Bible says that God, the Most High, that made you, that made me, he's not the author of confusion, man. He's not the author of all this perversion and perverseness you see going on, man. It ain't no God made you this way. It ain't no God knows your heart and da-da-da-da-da. God made you this way. God wanted me to be a woman. I'm trapped in a man's body or whatever, trapped in a woman's body. The Most High, our God, is not the author of confusion, man. It is man. It is man that comes up with all this confusion, all this perverseness, turning away from the wisdom in this Bible, man. The wisdom in this book is very simple. As we read earlier, it's set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. You can choose life. You can choose the simplicity that's in Christ, it's in our God, that's in these laws, statutes, and commandments, or you can choose death, man. You can choose this confusion that's going on in the world. You can choose a man dressing up as a woman dressing up as a man and chopping themselves up in the chopping block, man, butchering themselves and giving themselves hormones. You can choose that confusion. You can choose that death. You can choose life. It's like, yeah, but either way, God is not to blame, man. God is not the author of this confusion.
Right.
Like, let me get one more. Give me James 1 and 13 before we move on, man. I like what Dagobah said, man. Listen, Dagobah, what's a big tough man doing shopping in Pretty Little? What's it called? Pretty Little Thing. It's called Pretty Little Thing, man, because it's for pretty little things, pretty little beautiful ladies, man. Big tough hairy man in Pretty Little Thing talking about God made me this way. I thought God don't make mistakes, man. Right. So how did God make you a man, but you're supposed to be a woman? You're saying God makes mistakes, man. Right. Saying God did not make you that way, man. What it is, you're a sexual deviant and you don't want to fight your lust, man. God didn't make you that way, man. Let me get the scripture and we move on. So I can read that Bible, Kushar.
Come on. James chapter 1 and verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted.
No man say when he's tempted. When you're tempted and you feel like you're a man trapped in a woman's body, you're a woman trapped in a man's body. Don't say this when you're tempted. Don't say this when you want to smoke weed. Don't say this when you want to be a sexual deviant. Don't say this when you want to be a crack addict, a drunk. Read.
I am tempted of God.
Don't say it's God's fault, man. Don't say, you know what? I think God wants me to be a sexual deviant. You know what? I get this urge, I get this feeling. I think this is what God wants for me. The Bible said that no man say it's God's fault, man. When he gets these urges, keep reading.
For God cannot be tempted with evil.
In the Bible, God cannot be tempted with evil, man. God don't tempt you to go be a transgender, man. God ain't telling you to go smoke all the weed in the world, man. God ain't telling you to go. It's mad. Rastafarians believe that God wants him to smoke weed. They're saying that I get temptation for weed because God wants me to smoke it. Weed's here because God put it here for me to smoke, man. You're saying it's God's fault that you're a disgusting drug addict, man. Keep it in.
Neither tempteth he any man.
And the Lord don't tempt no woman, no evil, man. Keep it in.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
And that's it right there, man. That's what it's all about. You're tempted not because God wants you to be a sexual deviant. You're tempted because it's your own lust, man. Right. It's your own lust, and you don't want to fight it, man. For some reason, you're a big man that likes to wear Pretty Little Thing clothing. I don't know why. I don't know why you want to squeeze your big foot in small shoes, man. Right. That's what it's all about. You're tempted by your own lust, man. But you know what I mean? Anyway, so lucky guys, we went a bit hard on them the transit. Then the blocks. I'm sure we're blocked. We must be blocked by now. So lucky. But yo, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. So Aralba, you brought it up for me, man. You got me speaking this American talk. So lucky. We're gonna take a quick advert. We're gonna run 2 tunes and we'll be back in like 5-7 minutes. Shalom.
I told you not to do no sin no more. I guess they acting like they hear me. 90 days I let a fiend for. If this what you want, you best go be slow. And she said, baby, I know you legit. taking life for what it is. Quit acting blind, you need some lenses. Abiding by the damn scriptures. I told you not to do no sin no more. I guess they acting like they hear me. 90 days I let a fiend fall. If this what you want, you best go be slow. And she said, baby, I know you legit. Baby, I know you legit. She said, me like you don't even exist. And I said, UPK made me like this. I've been up, 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 I've been up. Quit the fuck, show me love, I need love. Don't wanna leave me, I'm mixing up my damn problems. I'm mixing out all of that violence. If you with me, we on that fly shit. To all these worldly bastards round us, I say, I told you not to do no sin no more. I guess they acting like they hear me. 90 days I let a fiend fall. If this what you want, you best go be slow. And she said, baby, I know you legit. Baby, I know you legit. She said, me like you don't even exist. And I said, UPK made me like this.
Like a second half of the show, we're gonna get into a couple of topics. You know, don't worry, we're gonna get into King Charles. We're gonna get into the brat and the new sperm donor. You hear about the brat and the white man sperm donor now?
Wow.
You heard about it, Donga Bar?
You know what? I've seen clips.
Yeah, I'm about to show myself.
Little clips.
I'm about to show myself. I saw one article, but I ain't seen the full thing. You get me? So listen to this. You all know about Steve Harvey, innit?
Can't see, but yeah.
How people go to Steve Harvey, you know, to learn about relationship advice and blah blah blah. And people line up on the show and he gives all the tips of how to have a successful relationship, man. You know what I mean? So Steve Harvey knows so much, but today we're gonna learn about Steve Harvey, man. And listen, I damn near had a heart attack, man, when I found out what I found out about Steve Harvey, man.
His third wife was mistress to his second wife. Yet black people have anointed this. Steve Harvey is on his third marriage. His third wife was mistress to his second wife. Yet black people have anointed this the oracle when it comes to black dating.
I know, it's ridiculous. And here's something Tony Rock forgot to mention about Steve Harvey. His second wife was the mistress to his first wife, Marsha, and he straight up abandoned his first wife with 3 children. Child, I have all the messy details. So Marsha met Steve Harvey at a mutual friends reception party when Steve worked as an insurance salesman, and the two hit it off immediately. He then married Marsha in 1981 on Valentine's Day, and they welcomed twin daughters Brandy and Carly in 1982. Let's just say that Marsha probably didn't take enough time to know Steve deeply because homeboy put her through.
Why? Let me tell you something. I keep telling people, man. You want counsel. The only men you go to is the men in the UPK, man.
Right.
You're to go to counsel with Steve Harvey trying to get a successful marriage, but he's on his third one. It's Steve Harvey on his own counsel. He been his first happy marriage, man. It's on his third, so Steve Harvey don't know. He don't know how to have a successful marriage himself.
Right.
Yeah, give advice. And that's the problem with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. We go to the wrong people for counsel. Our kids are being gangs. Where do we go? To the church, man. And if the church had the answers, we would have been out of oppression over 100 years ago, man. We go to the mosque, the same mosque. Every single Muslim I know is a drug dealer, man. Every black Muslim I know is a drug dealer. So they clearly ain't got the answers about God, man. And even when we want to know about women, who do we go to? Steve Harvey. And Steve Harvey ain't got it right himself, man. Selling all them books and all them TV shows and people going on YouTube saying, Steve, what do I do, Steve? How do I get a woman to listen to me? How do I get a woman to this? Steve don't know himself, man. Steve got a family that he don't look after. You're going to Steve to fix your family. Steve can't fix his own family, man.
Right.
The Bible goes, what's the scripture, man, about a bishop? How can a man have his school in order if he got his own house in order, man?
And it First Timothy something.
Exactly, man. So lucky. Give
2 or 3.
me Isaiah 30:1 if you could, about Baba Kushar. So lucky, man. So lucky, man. I feel bad giving you all these precepts, man. But so
that's the sweat.
Steve Harvey saying the shock and nerve in me, man. It's not a problem. Our people don't want to go to the people who they're supposed to go for counsel, man.
Right.
We go to counsel to the wrong people. We want advice from the wrong people. We want answers from the wrong people, man. Read that, Baba Kushar.
It's like saying, was it 13:1?
30:1.
Come on. Isaiah 13:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
There you go. We take counsel, but not of God, man. We take advice, not from God. We take counsel from Steve Harvey. We take counsel from Joel Osteen. We take counsel from the Christian church. If you come to the men of the Lord, we will show you how to fix your marriage, man. If you're a big mouth woman and you want to keep a man, listen, you log into General Muhammad's Thursday class, man, and you can keep a man longer than the weekend, man. You can keep a man forever. We will show you, man. Or you can go to Steve Harvey. You go to Steve Harvey, who can't even keep his own house in order. On his 3rd marriage, left his family for another woman. You can go to him if you want, man. Or you come to the men of God, man. So like, anyone else want to chime in?
It's like if I could I pull a scripture? It's in 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 13.
Wait 1 second. The pop for there. 2nd Ezra what?
2nd Ezra 14 and verse 13. Because we go to people like Steve Harvey, we go to people like Oprah Winfrey, we go to people like when we look at what a man is or how to be a man, we look at people like Shaq or LeBron James. Well, LeBron James walking around in a damn dress, man. We look up to him as how to be a man. And what will they say? They'll say like, oh, I'm just secure in my masculinity. Listen, I'm very secure in my masculinity, and you will never catch me. So like, I'm incredibly secure in my masculinity, and I don't need to wear a dress to prove that, man. That's right. Confusion. But Salakia, we're taking advice from people like Steve Harvey. If you could read that scripture for me, Baba Kishore.
Was it 14 and?
14 and verse 13.
And receive the law of life.
Salakia,
which
2nd Ezra.
You can't. 14 and 30, yeah?
14 and 13.
Oh, 13. No sweat.
Come.
Now, therefore, set thine house in order.
The Bible says, set thine house in order. You set your own house in order, man. And this brother does not have his house in order. He's left his previous wife, abandoned his children. As he said, he's on his 3rd marriage. His daughter is getting around with this man and next man, Michael B. Jordan, P. Diddy, his son. This man does not have his house in order, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Go on. And reprove thy people.
And then you can reprove your people. Then you can correct your people, man. It says first get your house in order. Get the people around you in order. People that you're over, get them in order. Then reprove your people. You can't skip that first step, man. You just go straight to reproving. You got no wisdom to give. You have no what's the word? Experience in guiding anybody the right way. If you want to learn how to reprove your people, how to give good counsel, you come to the I.S.U.P.K, man. Ain't no better counsel than the counsel that comes from the Most High, man. That comes from the prophets of the Most High.
That's right.
Slack.
When chime in.
And it's mad. You would think, yeah.
One second. What you in, man?
Listen, I got some Nando's chicken. I'm just trying to tear it up real quick.
Okay.
You see what it is? It don't come off the bone though, man. It's difficult to come off the bone.
Nando's, unless I'm in Nando's. Carry on.
Well, I'm trying to eat it with a fork because I'm on the show, but with the camera off, you just pick the shit straight out the plate. Just pick the chicken out the plate. But while it is, I'm trying to be less what is it, niggerish? What do you call it, niggerish?
God.
Conservative.
I'm trying to be less niggerish. But yeah, with Steve Harvey, you would think is with Steve Harvey, you'd think this man, people knowing his business, he would be the last person to be on the talk show, man.
That's right.
I hear Steve Harvey talking down on a lot of people, and Steve Harvey's on his 3rd marriage, left his family, and he's trying to give. Listen, if anything, Steve Harvey should be getting advice from us, man.
That's right.
Steve Harvey should be coming around to ours and learning one and two things, man. Steve Harvey should be coming around to our house, man, and seeing, yo, well, his wife's in the kitchen, cooking, cleaning, doing this, taking care of the house. And then listen, we don't even listen. With our life, we don't even need to speak to Steve Harvey. Sometimes I wish UPK had a reality TV show.
Right.
You know, like where the camera just lives with you for a bit. Where you don't even need to say nothing. The camera just lives with the cameraman lives with you for a bit. He records your every move. He records how beautiful these sisters are, how they do their job,
right?
How the kids is raised, all of those things, man. Listen, I'm telling you, Steve Harvey, you would have to be an idiot to think, because it's famous. Like the thing is this: listening to Steve Harvey is backwards, man. I guarantee you, Steve Harvey's success rate with council must be zero, man.
That's right.
It must be zero. If you're listening to first things first, man. You can't listen to a man with a bald head, man. That's first things first. Unless he goes bald because obviously he loses his hair. That's different. But a man that purposely cuts his hair bald, smooth face. Just look at Steve. It's like you're able to pull up a picture of Steve Harvey.
Go on, Ralph. You could
listen, man. Just take a look at Steve Harvey, man. He's a joke. You're supposed to look at him and understand that he's a joke, man. There's only one thing I heard Steve Harvey say. Remember, Crawford is like men and women can't be friends.
Oh yeah, it was correct. That's why he probably the best counsel he ever gave.
Yeah, that's the only correct thing he said. And Steve Harvey knows this firsthand, man. I swear he took on one of his wife's friends or whatever, so he knows this firsthand.
That's Steve Harvey right there.
See, look at this man here, man. This is who you want to take counsel from.
Right.
As for me and my house, we're gonna serve the Lord, man.
That's right.
Telling you, we ain't gonna take no counsel from Steve Harvey. Look at him.
It's a teeth for me, man. The teeth get out of teeth.
Them teeth should have let you know he's lying, man.
That's right.
Talks. You should have seen them teeth and knew, yo, this man's lying, man. You gotta be an idiot to listen. You gotta be an idiot to listen to Steve Harvey.
This is they're taking counsel. Back here. Yeah, me personally, Salaki, I take counsel from the priests and prophets of the Most High. I take counsel from people that have bears on their faces, man.
That's right. Same, Salaki. I take counsel from men that got years under their belt, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? The officer with a number in front of his name, that's the man I take counsel from, man. No,
that's right.
Down to the mustache shaped up, you seen it? The mustache, man. Not me, man. But otherwise, since you're talking about food here, let me show you something, man. Let me know if you think it's going too far. So as of late, I've seen Jamaicans now, British mainly, they're taking this yard food thing too far, man. I've seen man make like oxtail nuggets and jerk chicken.
Oxtail nuggets. That sounds that sounds low key fire to me.
That sounds fire still.
They're cooking it till it falls off the bone, putting it in pastry, nuggets. What else are they doing? Jerk chicken burgers. They're kind of westernizing the whole culture. You get me?
Let me know if you think me so lucky.
It looks alright still. They're making oxtail pizza now. What's the base? What's making again? I'm trying to see him something nobody else again.
Oxtail pizza.
They made oxtail pasta as well. Let me know if this has gone too far. Let me know if you think so. Yeah, 1 second.
Let me see it.
Pie and Mash has the first and only Caribbean short crust pastry pies. I tried both the curry goat pie and the pepper steak pie. Honestly, I can't pick a favorite. They were both 10 out of 10. They tasted even better than I expected. It was cooked so well. I need to go back and visit immediately. It was just that good. Come on, look at the inside of that pie. You can find them in Box Park, Croydon.
Yo, that's sounding fire.
That sounds fire to me.
You don't think curry goat pie is a bit too far?
That's sounding fire. Listen, I'll buy that shit from Greg's Cold if they had it. I'm telling you, I'll go Greg's and buy cold. Why is it curry goat pie? Listen.
So what happened to steak and kidney, man?
Listen. I'll swap that for the curry goat pie. Listen, the feast day, May 29th, curry goat pie is on the menu. Sisters, like it.
Yeah, the sisters gonna go.
For May, curry goat pie is on the menu. What was the other one?
Alright, let me play it against curry goat pie. The place is called Marjay's in London. It's curry goat pie and something else. Let me put it one second.
For one to the sisters in the UK, curry goat pie, and whatever the next one was. For one.
Let me see.
I can guarantee you have never had anything like this in your life. Marjay's Pie and Mash has the first and only Caribbean short crust pastry pies. I tried both the curry goat pie and the pepper steak pie. Honestly, I can't pick a favorite. They were both 10 out of 10. They tasted even better than I expected. It was cooked so well. I need to go back and visit immediately. It was just that good. Come on, look at the inside of that pie. You can find them in Box Park, Croydon.
Listen. She said you can find them in Box Park, Croydon. You can find them May 29th, 394 Lodge Road, B18 5.
That's right.
Curry goat pie. Listen, I say we try it. What you saying?
No, I'll try it. But this is my issues here. Don't you think in 2023 we're butchering the menu?
You know what? I'm all for it, you know.
I'm seeing man butchering the menu, man. Like growing up here, we didn't have plantain next to curry goat, man. Plantain was a breakfast. For me, it was a breakfast thing. Now I've seen mac and cheese was a thing growing up, man. But now there's we're kind of westernizing the menu. For instance, yeah, look at a roast. In the UK, yeah, black men have a roast mixed with yardman food. Got a roast with rice and peas next to it. That is unorthodox, man. You get me? Now the pie as well. I don't know how far we're taking this thing.
Sometimes you see what it is. So sometimes you gotta kind of switch it up a little bit. You get me, Alban? If we keep listening to Officer Craft, he's gonna be like, "Yo, westernized. Why we driving cars? Should be horse and carriage." like there comes a time where, yo, I'm willing to try it, man.'re not willing to try it.
God, I'm willing to try it, man. So
how we go? You know, gentrifying the thing.
Yeah, listen, man. It's just innovation. The Yardies still do it better anyway.
You know, gentrify the thing. But I don't know, up to man. What you say? We going? You know what? All respect to Marjay's, yeah, but we go in there, man. The sister's gonna cook that pie for us. You get me? We're gonna make it work, man. You get me?
What you say? We trying the pie May 29th.
Yeah, come on. What curry mutton or what? Pepper steak?
Was it pepper steak?
Pepper steak and curry mutton. Like
just imagine that'd be fire though. You just make your mutton, you put it in the pastry.
Honestly, I don't know how it will bang because I can't imagine mutton in between pie.
Nah, but just think, steak and kidney pie before you try it. Don't sound appealing.
True, steak and pie. Right? Because steak and kidney slaps. You get
That's
me?
it. Like steak and kidney pie. You know what? That chicken bake is creeping up on me though. You know.
You're late, man. You know you gotta try. Listen, before boycotting Greg's, yeah, you gotta try the vegetable thing, man. There's some sort of white sauce in there. Serious. You tried it?
Which one?
In Greg's, yeah, you got the steak bake, yeah. You got the cheese one. You got the vegan one as well, the vegetable one.
Wait, is the vegan one and the bread looks a little different?
Nah, it's the bread. The pastry is the same. It's like the thing on the inside.
Listen, don't sleep
like
on that
vegan sausage roll. I tried them, yeah. They're alright in like small doses. You can't eat it, but aftertaste just ain't it.
But you know what? It's crazy, you know why? Because I was thinking, I was thinking, what theme we're gonna go for this time? And now we're gonna have what's it called again, Alban? Mutton what?
The mutton pies and
a mutton pie,
the peppercorn steak pie. It sounds nice. I like it.
You know what's it called? And that too. The place in London that do oxtail bagels and that. You might seen that.
We might have to add that to the menu.
That's what I'm saying. That sounds fire.
Oxtail bagels.
Keep talking. I was gonna find it. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I can mash up some bagels, you know.
Don't cheat the top. You call me. I'm gonna get it for you.
Yeah.
Listen, I hope
bagels.
Get me Alban. I hope the sisters is paying attention.
That's what I'm saying. That's
I hope they're paying attention. Let me say it one more time for the sisters in the back. A mutton pie. A mutton pie. What was the next one? Oxtail pie. Let me say it louder for the sisters in the back. A mutton pie. Oxtail pie.
Oxtail bagels. Oxtail nuggets.
Oxtail bagels. Oxtail nuggets.
It couldn't go on still.
Listen, I'm telling. Listen. I think it will work. You know.
That's what I'm saying. There comes a time in life you just gotta innovate. You know what I mean? You gotta do something new. It ain't that same old. Nah, listen, it's a classic, but you know, Salakia.
Get me right, album. We can't. Listen. We've had enough mutton in our life. We've had enough mutton in our life. Now we need this mutton inside the pie.
Just think about how tender, man.
That's it.
What I'm saying.
And the mutton has to just be drop off the bone. Listen, the mutton has to come off the bone into the pie. Listen, I'm all for it. What sides we gonna have though?
Oh, it's gotta be something like.
Get me? Listen, I'm thinking. I'm thinking mac and cheese with the curry mutton gravy. That's the mac sauce. Listen, the curry mutton's gonna be the mac sauce. So lucky. Maybe I'm going too far. It's worth a try. I don't know.
Listen, man, we can do all sorts. Gotta have a dumpling, maybe.
Raquel said oxtail. She said Raquel said oxtails are all day thing. I agree, but it's listen. We can put the oxtail on from now. It's the 5th of May. We can pull it on from now. Be ready by the 29th. So lucky.
That's what I'm saying.
Have mutton pies.
We got up to paratas. Shlami Abashim Shabakata. I said the vegan burger is the best, you know.
Nah.
Vegan burger?
I can't do them vegan burgers. It tastes like outside. So lucky. I don't think it tastes like outside.
It can do. It
tastes like outside, man.
Like the corn thing is dead. The corn thing is that ain't it. But you can get some decent ones.
I tried the corn. I tried them corn burgers for like once, and they might be still in the freezer from like 6 years ago. So lucky, but those are disgusting, man. Them corn burgers. I'll never mess with those.
See, it's just to say mac and cheese with mutton gravy is fire. So listen, man, it's already there, man.
This is what I'm saying. Mac and cheese with mutton gravy. Cousin always said I'm not putting my good oxtail in no pie.
That's funny, man.
Listen, we got to try something new, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, we got to try it and see if it works. We got to try and see if it works. But I'm all for it. Oxtail pie. What was the next one? Curry goat pie.
It was the curry goat. It was a pepper steak pie. It was an oxtail bagels. Listen, man, I'm keeping mental note of all these.
Let me go one further. I want some oxtail inside the fried dumpling as well, man. So lucky. When I bite into a fried dumpling and the oxtail comes out, that's what I want.
Yo, why has nobody ever tried that? That would be fire, you know.
Listen, I got some ideas, you know. Imagine this: you bite into a fried dumpling and oxtail comes out.
Nah, that's fire.
Listen,
that's got to be done, Salakia.
Who wants to try it?
That's what I'm saying. That's got to be done.
It's your British Latino brother Patrick Bell. I've come to show you a new hidden gem. Tottenham bagels, go on. Now the cool thing about this spot, is that they're brand new, family run, and Latino owned. You already know we gotta support the Latinos, man. Come, let's go inside and check it out. Here we go. Hey, come on, they got customers already, fam. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias. Bienvenidos a Tottenham Bagels.
Woo!
¿Y cómo te puedo ayudar?
So I know you guys sell bagels. I've also done my research on you guys, and I just wanted to come and support. So, which bagels do you recommend?
All right, do you trust me?
Well, yeah, you're the one who knows, right?
Great, so I would recommend our jerk chicken, our halloumi avocado, and we also have our special oxtail bagel.
Did you just say that you put jerk chicken and oxtail in a bagel?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Pues si quieres, te muestro.
Okay.
Bueno, dame un segundo.
Okay.
I got something for you.
Ooh, what do we have here?
So here we have our bestseller jerk chicken with cheese.
Ooh.
We've got my ultimate favorite, which is the avocado with halloumi.
Oof.
And the only oxtail bagel in the UK.
Goodness gracious, bruv, I'm not gonna lie, this one is looking dangerous.
I need to
go there.
I need that.
That ain't too much.
Nah, I don't even want it there. I need it. I need to go there.
You can't pretend that.
Like he was at Tottenham.
Yeah.
Say less, I'm there. I need that. That's fire.
You tell me that bagel don't look fire, the bagel full of oxtail.
Listen, man. I'm saying what I said, but my good oxtail in a bagel now, man. It's lucky, man.
Nah, listen.
I make them put bare good oxtail in that bagel.
Get me, mate. Listen, May 29th, mutton pies, oxtail pies, bagels. Bagels.
This is what I'm saying.
What else we having on the menu?
We get into it, man. We get shit. We're trying to get in on, man. So lucky.
Okay, we got to get into this King Charles.
We go to the next one. So again, like nobody watched the podcast. What's the name? Goggles Gonzalez or some shit like that.
I've heard the name, but I've not watched it.
So we got a podcast. You know what I mean? And we're chatting about Hamites, man. So lucky. Listen, don't get angry at us. Listen, this is a guy not the truth. And he's saying the same thing that we say. I'm saying so lucky.
I think they're Jamaican.
You can't see a Jamaican but stink of fish. I know where you're from. Your smell tells me where you're from.
Somali's got the salam alaikum smell.
Yeah, every country's got that smell.
That's true. What's Congo's on? You lot say rice, innit?
You know what Congo's one is.
Or rice?
Nah, man.
What?
Under the armpits, bats. It's very dark in there. Yeah, hailstones.
Where's it up? Salakia. And listen, this man ain't in the truth. Even he said African stink, man. He said, he's not in the UPK. We've been saying it for years, man. We've been saying Hamite stink, man. The Hamite that was in the chat earlier, we can smell it from the chat. We can smell it from the comment, man. This man goes, a Hamite stink like fish. Says Somali's got their own smell. And it's true, man. They stink, man. And when you do their history, let me tell you something. Washing comes from Israelites, man. It's a custom that comes from Israelites. When you read the Bible about baptism is a wash, man. That comes from the Israelites. We wash. In the Bible, it's documented that we washed after sex. We washed when a woman was on their monthly. The priest washed his clothes after doing the service. Why? Because we're clean people, man. The Africans did this disgusting, man. It's lucky, man. They stink, man. They say, it wasn't me. That Goggles Gonzalez said it himself, man. It's lucky, Akim.
Con, man. Every nation got that funk about them, man. Yeah, they know that East Indian smell. Why, sir? all them spices and all that is ingrained. It's in the bloodstream, man. So lucky. So you can't get that off you. No matter how much you scrub, you can't get that off you, man. You already know Salak, the oppressor. Oh boy. Oh dear. And there's when I wet dog to blood Salak.
They weak, man. You can't have them too close to you because they smell like getting fabrics. They might clean your fabrics, you get me? So when you're in the shop, like in the East Indian, man, forget about it. When you're in the shop and that, boy, you have to get in and get out, man. It smells of the food that is cooking. Like black people cook rice and peas. You don't smell like rice and peas.
Right.
I don't know how an Indian man reeks of curry, strong curry. Thinking, yo, you get too close. You say you got a job interview and you got Indian friends. Stay away from them till the interview's over, man. You're gonna lose that job, man. You're gonna go to that job stinking of curry, man. And them Hamites, I heard they reek as well, man. I don't really know Hamites too tough. I'm from Birmingham, but I heard them Hamites be reeking, man. So lucky.
I know some Hamites for sure. Them they smell real musty, real funky. I don't know what they're putting in that food, but it does not smell to wop. So lucky. But that's what I'm saying. Like as you said, like we eat. Like it's not even like the food they eat or the seasonings, because we eat well-seasoned food. We don't smell like the food we cook. We smell Salaki, we wash. I don't know what it is, man. That man just don't wash. He's just suffering. I feel sorry for you, Salaki.
It's mad because the whole world knows that Africans never used to use deodorant until recently. Like everybody knows that deodorant is a new thing to Africans. So apparently what they do is they cut lemon and rub lemon under their armpits and whatnot. Something along them lines.
That's a citrusy BO.
Yeah, I'm thinking that must burn you. Yo, listen, that must burn. Imagine you put lemon under your armpits, that must burn. And every nation kind of has a horrible smell. And the thing is, with the East Indians, theirs is curry. Africans just have a nasty smell, whereas Caribbean people, we don't really have a smell. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe we just also Caribbean, we don't know. Maybe other nations think we got a smell. I don't know. Personally, I don't think we do though. But what I would say is, even in a Caribbean house, if you know you're cooking fish or whatever in the kitchen, don't leave your coat and stuff by the kitchen, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's one thing you don't do, man. Cause I can't lie. A couple of times when I used to live at home, my mom used to be frying some fish, and I used to go outside and I say, "Yo, what's that fish smell?" And I realized it was the coat. I said, "Damn it!" You know what I mean? I said, "Damn it!" I said, "It's the coat." Like, so there's certain things that you cook that has a smell.
Hold on, Salakia. I was to say, apparently we have a smell. Yeah, listen, man, I'm not having that, man.
I got smell. I smell good. Smell like cocoa butter. Baby, that smell too wild.
I'm not having that. Black people, we smell good, but it's like another bar. You carry on.
Because I remember one time, man, my work shirt was by the kitchen and it smelled like fried chicken, man. I had to douse it with spray. So what I would say is, if you are cooking anything that smells strong, keep the clothes away from the kitchen. I think where everybody goes wrong, they leave the clothes right by the kitchen. Like, it's crazy though, you know why? Because you know that oil smell, like when there's oil and something's frying in it in the kitchen.
Correct.
You walk for 1 second, it's like the smells with you for the whole day. It's like the smell can't go, man. So yeah, I'd say just be mindful. But I can imagine if Caribbean people did have a smell, it would be a nice smell.
Right.
And the reason why I say it would be a nice smell is why? Because every time I'm at the slave with Caribbean food, all the time the people are like, what's that? It smells nice all the time. And then when the African people use the microwave, nobody wants to put their food in the microwave afterwards.
Right.
I feel the African particles is going to go in their food, and I feel the same way. Like, there's a Hamite woman, she uses the microwave, and you know when you open the microwave, it's like all the smell rushes out towards you. So you have to air, you have to keep opening the door and shutting it to air it out. You have to air out the microwave, man. Or I have to warm up my food with the lid on because I feel like the particles from her food is going to go on mine. So yeah, man.
Nah,
the oppressors are saying we have a smell. So like they must be smelling soap. They must not be familiar.
It's mad because like
lotion.
How much got high armpits to get me? And it's crazy because the Lynx is called Africa. It's like they made it for them. Like, yo, it's called Lynx Africa for a reason. It's a hint saying, yo, use this. Fuck the lemon. Fuck the lemon. You gotta use this, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, yo, let's get into the brat real quick, man. See what she's saying. So apparently the brat, is some leather, that got a girlfriend, but she wants to get pregnant. So she went to the sperm bank to use a white man's sperm because she said something about. We'll get into it, man.
I believe I did see this on the Facebook actually.
You seen it?
Yeah.
You made that bigger, Baba Kushar. I think I feel so do it, man.
That's
what. Read that, please, Baba Kushar.
It says the brat and Jessica Depart. Jesse Depart explained why they used a white sperm donor. The couple share details about their chosen donor, highlighting the fact that black sperm donors are scarce.
So the saying black sperm donors are scarce means there's not many of them. Read on.
The brat and Jessia Judy Depart shared that they used a white sperm donor to conceive their baby on the way. In an interview with The Root, they explained that it was challenging to find a sperm donor that met their criteria. Out of the 300 prospective donors they had, only one was black, and that dude looks like Jimmy Cricket. Jiminy Cricket, so like it. They said jokingly.
Jimmy Cricket, fucking.
Oh shit! So like, carry on.
Khan. I was like, I'm sorry, but that wasn't gonna be my choice. And then while the star is carrying the child, the couples used Dupart's egg for the procedure. And then he definitely wasn't black, but I think we did a great job with picking. The rapper said he's handsome, he's tall, and I think he's going to look beautiful with my wife's egg.
Boy, sir. Listen, this is what she don't know. That black man that looked like Jimmy Cricket is an Israelite, man. Your child, like confused as it may be, growing up with two women, your child was made for the kingdom, man. Now you got a handsome man, white man, pitney, but guess what? He's going into slavery.
That's right.
You chose the wrong sperm, man. You chose condemned sperm. You chose sperm that is fit for slavery, man. You should show that good sperm, that sperm that was chosen to be free, man. You chose the wrong one, man. So it goes with like what Jimmy Cricket. What's that? The Cricket from what cartoon show was that again?
It's, was it Goofy?
Pinocchio.
Yeah, I think it might be Pinocchio. You know, he's got this weird looking face.
The cricket that's Pinocchio's conscience.
Oh, okay. So but we say cricket that's Pinocchio's conscience. And this is man.
Yeah, he's got a funny face.
She chose the wrong sperm, man. It's a luck, yeah.
What she should have done is just don't be a lesbian. And you said out of all of them, there was only one black man. How about you how about you stop being a lesbian and find a real black man? Most black men ain't gonna be sperm donors because they want to put that sperm inside you, man.
That's right.
The way it was supposed to. We ain't trying to do it some manufactured way. Listen, man. We ain't trying to do it some manufactured way. Obviously, only Jimmy Cricket is probably going to do it the manufactured way, but you wanted a good-looking black man, you could have found one, man.
That's right.
There's plenty in the I.S.U.P.K, man.
That's right.
There's plenty in the I.S.U.P.K, but you ain't good enough for them, man, actually. So you go be with that devil, because you ain't good enough for the men in here, man. For you to come in here, you would have to change your life. You would have to change your life if you want to get a man in here, and you missed the mark. But the thing is this, we can teach you how to change your life, man. About you want to be a lesbian, about you want to be a woman, rubbing up on the next woman. Imagine, you getting done by a woman with a strap on. Let me use my let me use my famous Captain Mashak coat. Get the thing with the veins in it, man. That's a Captain Mashak special, man.
Yo.
Listen, I learned that from Captain Mashak like 5-6 years ago. Get with the veins in it, man.
That's right. I like what you said, real. She's saying the only black sperm donor would like Jimmy the Cricket. Yeah, we know because there's sperm donor, man. But there's real handsome niggas that won't donate sperm, man. They will give you their rod, man.
That's right.
And they're all over the planet, man. Real brothers. But of course, the one that looks like Jimmy Cricket looks like Jimmy Cricket because the sperm donor. What black man goes to a sperm bank, man? The real brothers out there, they got sperm everywhere. Which one they hold it down? We got too much. The only black man that goes to a sperm bank is the one that can't get no girls, man.
Right.
I know black brothers that don't go to a sperm bank with loads of kids. We trying to stop that. Oh shit! We just hug a woman and she's pregnant, man. Right. we give her a dap and then she's pregnant already.
Right.
The only man going to a sperm bank is Jimmy the Cricket, man. Of course. So that's what you say. Trust me, man. There's too much girl out there for man to go to the sperm bank, man. Too much girl out there for man to go. They go to a sperm bank and they wank over a jar, man. What kind of man's doing that, man? Of course, the man you saw went handsome. Why all the handsome men are out there too busy macking and getting girl, man? You didn't talk about it. They feel like that phone book and that WhatsApp and that Snapchat with bag of girl, man. I don't know where Albon knows. We took the Albon out Saturday. Albon was cleaning up, man. Went to give him an order. Listen, no more checks. I can get in trouble. Let me show you stuff.
Eddie, leave Albon out of this one. Leave Albon out of this one.
All I'm saying is, Albon was not no sperm back, man.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. You piece together and think about what I'm saying. Albon weren't no sperm bank, and he don't look like Jimmy the Cricket, man.
God.
What I gotta say, man?
That's crazy to me, though, man. Like, as a man, what makes you even Google where do I donate sperm in a sperm bank? Like, what even makes you Google it? Now, they should realize that all the men that done that are kind of weird. Obviously, what she should do is, you want a baby with a good-looking man, stop being a lesbian, man.
That's right.
Listen, you with a woman. How about both of you women get a man each, and you both can have a baby? Because I'm sure whichever's egg they used, that's gonna be the mother. The other one, it's not your baby, man.
Right.
It ain't your baby, man. It can't be both of your eggs. It is not your baby, man. Whose egg did they use? The brats or the other ones?
Yeah, the other ones, I think.
Well, the brat, it's not your baby, man.
Right.
You're talking about our baby.
One second.
There's no our in it.
Do you Jessica's egg but put it in the brat? So whose baby is that?
What the?
Jessica's?
Oh, it's just an egg in it.
So why don't they just use
like a surrogate?
Why don't you use Jessica's egg and put it in Jessica?
I think the both this is the confusion. They're both trying to be involved, saying, well, we both have equal rights. The problem is it was inside me, so it's our baby. Listen, man.
So this I don't get the brat's the masculine one, yeah?
Mm.
So it's usually the feminine one that wants to feel the whole pregnancy vibe and the hormones and shit. The man don't want to feel that. Oh, they're confusing me. So lucky I'm crazy as it is. I don't want to think about it.
So they took her egg, fertilized it, and put it inside the brat.
Yeah.
That's some weird stuff, man. Listen, man, I'll be honest with you. All of that scientific stuff that they're doing, all of that DNA. Listen, man, I didn't have to learn about DNA and taking eggs from nowhere. All I learned was you put your rod inside a woman. Half an hour for me, 5 minutes for some men. Half an hour for me, 5 minutes for some men. Pregnancy. So lucky.
That's what I'm saying. The way the good Lord intended. So lucky.
Exactly. And the simple.
We take no egg from one girl.
Exactly.
Found one of the eggs, man. I just realized. The simple we have to take it and put the egg into the next girl. We just found some good eggs, man. We found some good eggs in the UPK, man. We fertilized the eggs.
That's right.
Now there's Carafium and Dungabarium running around every state, man. You can't keep them quiet, man. They break up the whole class. That's time to stop, man. We didn't have to go to no man in a lab coat, man.
Salakia, see this some Albanium, Salakia.
That's it.
I don't watch that, man. With Alba's record, Alba comes from a long lineage of Gallus. That's it. It's around the corner. It's around the corner for Alba. Lucky, man. Right, let me get one more. Then we go into the coronation, man. So lucky, I'm sticking coronation. You know, like about how you brought the coronation on what Wednesday.
You know, I didn't even get to half of it. I don't think.
We'll get to it real quick. I'm gonna show you how the heathen. Let me show you how the heathen are follow flashing. You know, 1 second. Let me show you something.
Right. That's the burning process. We're supposed to close the door. That's the temper.
And look how talented black people are, man.
Right.
You know, that's what you call a steel pan. A steel pan is what you send back home. You send a steel pan back home with clothes and stuff from abroad. And black people took the steel pan and said, you know what? Let me not throw it away, man. Let me make a jerk pan out of this. I guess you know what the brothers did in Trinidad? The brothers in Trinidad made a steel pan out of it, man. And knocked it a certain way and bent it a certain way. Like, and you see, it's knocking and listen to the sound and go, right, that's a C. Right, C on there. That's a D. That's a D sharp. That's how talented black people are, man. The black people can take nothing and turn it into something, man. And what these heathen do, just like with scratching records, you're not supposed to scratch your record. It's a sin to scratch your records. Black people say, you know what? I'm gonna scratch your records. And now everybody wants to do it, man. And I saw something in China where these heathen was copying our style, man. They take our talent, we take nothing and turn it into something. And now they teach it in the colleges. Now they teach it in their schools. And 100 years from now, you think that it's not ours no more, it's theirs. They take our stuff and say, right, this is our thing now. Because black people, we're all on the move. Like black people, we used to break dance. We don't break dance no more. Now the Chinese break dance. So you don't think that break dancing come from the Chinese. And look at this, man. It's pissed me off, man. these disgusting motorbikes, man. Giving that soul vibe, man. As my mum was saying, man, the two follow fashion, man.
That's right.
And give it 100 years to say, yeah, this is our culture, it's not yours. Just like with the Bible, they say it's our culture, it's not yours. Just like with Brains, they say now it's our culture, ain't yours. Like Ed Sheeran copying Marvin Gaye music, man, and Boston Case, and turn around and say it's our music, not yours. That's what it's even Boston, man. So lucky.
And so lucky, if I could, you pre them waving the Trinidadian flag, like they're not even trying to hide like who they're stealing it from. Not even trying to play it off as their own to like waving the Trinidadian flag. Listen, you are not Trinidadian. I know Trinidadian people. You are not Trinidadian. It's like the more I've been trying in Jamaica, it's trying to say, oh, they're Jamaican, or some of our brothers will say they're more Jamaican than us because we grew up in the UK. Listen, man, you look at us and you look at them. Who's Jamaican, man? Who's the same people? They listen. As much as they bang that steel pan, they can wave the Trinidadian flag. You still ain't Banyamya, man. You still ain't my
right.
You still ain't making it to the kingdom, man. You'll make it, Salakia. You ain't gonna be in the same place that the Trinidadians are. You ain't gonna be where Banyamya is.
What do you say about Albon? They're gonna be making the mutton pies now. What is Dagobah?
They ain't making my mutton. They can
mutton pie. You see,
they can do the dishes.
Mutton and oxtail, certain things like that, it's sensitive. You can't eat it from anyone.
That's what I'm saying. That's sacred. Salakia. You man are gonna add what is it, GMO or something? what's that thing they add to the food? It's like it's MSC or something, MSG. They add all their food, man. Everything is just MSG, man. It's like a flavoring thing.
Never eat mutton from no. Listen, I wouldn't eat. I couldn't eat mutton from nobody that's not. Nah. Even certain Benjamin shops, I won't even eat mutton from. There's certain things here where you have to know. You have to know the person's pedigree. Go ahead.
You know them? Have you seen brothers that say, I got a white woman, but she can cook. I've taught her how to cook.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Shut up, man. Listen, I couldn't eat from them. Listen, how's a man saying, listen, I trained my white girl to cook here? Nigga, you can't cook yourself, man.
Right. But you trained her.
It's just, they always say that because it kills the shame. No, I got a white woman, but she's different from the rest, car. She can cook a trainer. Shut up, man. I don't want to hear that shit. You can't cook yourself. Talking about she can cook. The one white woman on earth knows how to cook. Listen, I don't believe you, man. Just be embarrassed. Just be embarrassed, man, and say, you know what? Yeah, I sold out, and I'm living off cottage pie. It's not lying. Nah, my woman can cook them things. Listen, even if she could, man, I still wouldn't eat from her, man. Jamaica's food is good food. Is nothing that you can learn overnight, man. It's nothing you can be taught, man. It's something you have to be brought up with. For me, little girls young, she has to be in the kitchen with her mom being taught, man. It's nothing you can learn overnight, man. That ain't shit, man.
That's it. You can't learn it. and the reason why you can't learn is because with black people, they don't have no recipe like that. Like they don't have shake the seasoning 2 times. We don't have that. like black people know when they're cooking, they're just for some reason they master it. They know a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Whereas white women go by measurements when they cook. Black people don't go by measurements at all. Listen, man, I used to be in the kitchen years ago with my grandma, and she used to be trying to teach me how to cook, and there was no measurements, man. There was no measurements. She's like, yeah, you fling little salt in there, and there's no measurements, man. And I'm thinking, well, if there's no measurements, when am I supposed to stop? That's how black people cook, man. And it works, man. Imagine black people have no measurements. Imagine the ratio's not even correct. That's what makes it so beautiful. The ratio ain't even correct.
Right.
Imagine there's not the same amount of all-purpose seasoning compared to black pepper and salt. None of the ratios the same, but it still comes out excellent, man.
That's right.
And then when you buy these white man's cookbooks, he's got a ratio and it doesn't come out correct, man. When you watch Jamie Oliver, it don't come out how black people's comes out. You know why? Because there's certain things that can't be taught, man. Listen, man, it just can't be taught.
You gotta feel it, man. It's like a spirit, man. Like, it's true, you gotta shake that packet. The season, shake it. Like your spirit tells you, all right, stop.
Spirit tells that card.
Spirit's like, stop.
What man can relate to that?
You gotta taste it. Sometimes you gotta taste it. Sometimes you gotta taste it and be like, a little bit more. You gotta taste it.
Well, it's like, all right, cool. We're getting to the coronation real quick, man. So the coronation coming up is tomorrow. So the coronation is going to cost, what, 250 mil to officially crown King Charles as king, so-called King Charles. He ain't our king. Our king is YAHAWASHI. You know what I mean? But for Britain, this is their king. And this 250 mil is the money they got of raping blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Piers Morgan was trying to defend the thing. Who else? You know, poor white people were trying to defend the thing. But we'll play 2 videos and we'll let you know the UPK stance on that for 2 seconds.
Come on.
What did he do?
Anything to do with slavery.
What did he do?
I'm telling you, colonialism, neo-colonialism,
He didn't do
racism,
that.
racial disparities in a racist system and white supremacist attributes. That is the legacies of the crown. Slavery and colonialism that still remain.
I understand.
Let me finally get my point across. Lord,
You've
need
got
to
your
let me
point
finish.
across, but here's my point, my counterpoint to you. What's any of that got to do with King Charles,
Okay, so
who actually has been, I think, one of the great standard bearers in royal history for actually promoting racial inequality and tackling racial injustice.
So let me
Yet
explain.
you want him to be issuing grovelling apologies for people hundreds of years ago, and you want him to pay money.
Okay, so I think black people would be far more inclined to get over it if it wasn't for the fact that the legacies of the crown, slavery and colonialism still remain, which includes racism, racial disparities and the racist global system of oppression and exploitation of black people. Which
All right, you're not
I'm
answering my
telling you
question,
about.
Tessa.
I am, but you don't want to accept it. That's
I
the
do.
difference.
No,
That is the difference.
you haven't explained
You also have the
what's
wealth of
that got to
economic
do with King
expansion
Charles?
as a result of exploitation of black people.
Let
And you also have
let
rich
Tessa
global...
speak now.
Hold on. You haven't even let me finish, Piers. No problem. No problem. I've understood
You've
how
done
you do.
9/10 of the talk.
No.
Look,
Tips of the talking dumb.
So imagine Piers Morgan saying, well, why should King Charles say sorry about slavery when he didn't have slaves himself? You get me? So it's like, imagine King Charles benefits from slavery. He didn't have slaves himself. So imagine, Alban, your father's rich. I kill your father and take his riches. I pass the riches on to my son. Now your sons are broke because of what I did. And my sons are rich because of what I did.
Right.
Shouldn't my sons say sorry? Shouldn't my sons see your sons and go, you know what? It's a shame what my grandfather done, you know. I'm rich because of the injustice that my dad did to your dad. Shouldn't King Charles say sorry for slavery? She's saying no because he didn't directly do it. He should say sorry. But that's the problem with oppressors. Oppressors don't want to take accountability. And there's one people that they don't want to say sorry to. That's black people, man. They'll say sorry for the Holocaust. They'll say sorry for 9/11. They'll say sorry for anything, but the one people that they don't want to they don't want to bow down to, and that's niggas, man. They don't want to do it. Their pride is too much, man. They can't do it. All these years and still ain't giving an apology for slavery. All these years and what David Cameron couldn't do it, Rishi Sunak couldn't do it. These devils just can't say sorry for slavery. Why? Because they believe that we're beneath them, man. Slaki.
And it's crazy. She's saying they shouldn't have to apologize. Of course they should, because they're still benefiting today. I mean, they're sitting on a throne that should have never gone to them, man. They're sitting on a throne which should have never gone to them. Tomorrow, they're about to put a crown on a man's head who they stole of black people. The crown that they're going to put on his head tomorrow, that crown was made for Charles II, man. And Charles II was a black man. Charles II was the grandson of King James, man. That crown was made for him. So these are talking about why should we apologize? Because you still got the stolen goods in right now, man. You're still living in the same castles that black people had. You're ruling over the same provinces that black people had. You're benefiting, man. Giving King James, making Charles III tomorrow King of England is a slap in the face to the real kings of England, man.
That's
black
right.
people was the kings of England from the Anglo-Saxons, man. There was the king of England from all the way back then, all the way up into what? Charles II. And then after Charles II, the throne was meant to go to who? James VII and James II, man. And what happened? White people made sure the throne didn't go to him, man. They said, nah. They said the Stuart family is banned from sitting on any throne in England. They banned them. The Jacobites fought to get the throne back. They said, no, they're not having the throne. They killed them. They deported them. They shipped them abroad. And that was the start of black people being sent to the Caribbean, man. And then while they shipped them all abroad, what happened? White people took the throne, man. And those same white people who took the throne went from the Hanover family all the way down to George I, all the way down to Queen Elizabeth's father, all the way down to Charles III. And they're saying, why should we apologize? Because there's people who should be sitting on the throne who are now poor because you robbed all they had, man. There should be a black man who should be sitting on that throne who's a king. He can't sit on that throne. Why? Because Charles III's sitting on the throne tomorrow, man. Now, those people who's meant to be ruling England, where are they? Most of them have been shipped abroad, man. Most of them is probably dead or in jail somewhere, thinking they're poor and not knowing their royal status. Because why? You've hid who they are and you've stole everything. And now you're saying, why should Charles apologize? That's why he should apologize, man. All them diamonds they're going to give him tomorrow. Listen, South Africa just the other day was saying they want their diamond back, man. Just the other day they said they want their diamond back. Even Jamaica was talking about the one who removed King Charles as head of state and they want to become a republic. Because even they know the royal family's full of shit, man. Everybody knows it. Listen, England needs to give back to everybody what they stole. Imagine all their diamonds, none of it is theirs. Half of them are from Africa, half of them is from India. They need to give all these things back, man. Now, if England really, if King Charles really was a man of his word, he would be like, you know what? My ancestors are disgusting. He would say, my ancestors are disgusting. Everybody take your diamonds back. And they ain't going to do that, man. And the proof that he's not going to do that is why when Christ comes, he says Christ is going to take their crowns, man.
That's right.
He don't say they're going to give it to him. He don't say King Charles is going to tip his crown and say, here you go, take this.
Right.
They're going to fight for their kingdom, man. And that's what it says. Christ is going to take their crowns, man, and subdue kingdoms. And instead of that sister sitting there speaking to Piers Morgan, you get in the I.S.U.P.K and learn how to be a good sister, man.
That's right.
You learn how to be a beautiful sister, man, who can make us oxtail pies on the 29th of May at the Feast of First Fruits, man. You come and do that so you can be here to survive and see Christ subdue kingdoms, man. Imagine, you want an apology. We don't want an apology, man. We want to see our big brother come and subdue all these kingdoms. That's what we want, man. We don't want an apology from Piers Morgan. An apology from Piers Morgan ain't going to bring those black people back that died hundreds of years ago.
That's right.
Ain't going to bring man's great-grand. Listen, man. That apology is not going to undo. It's not going to reverse all the cotton my great-granddad picked, man.
Right.
You're not going to see a video rewinding him picking the cotton because they've said sorry. That's not going to happen, man.
So that's why Uganda's Jamaican, man. He didn't pick cotton. He got cane.
Them men pick cane, cotton, tobacco. Cane, cotton, tobacco, sugar cane.
Cane, tobacco, and coffee beans.
Coffee beans, that's the one.
And Salaki,
every
if I
time
could.
Charles... Okay, go ahead, Rahman.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear, like prisoners, you become a servant to like the monarch. It used to be like a servant to the queen, right? But now it would be a servant to the king.
Basically, yeah.
So technically, he's saying King Charles don't own slaves, but I mean, the black people that are in them prisons, they belong to the king. So technically, King Charles, he owns slaves. And you'll see black people over the world, but in the UK, we're disproportionately overrepresented, as they'd say, in the prisons, man. So King Charles, he does own slaves. And on top of that, every day, man, I'm there's all sorts of tax I need to pay that I didn't know I had. Taking out tax money. Listen, man. King Charles owns slaves. Don't get it twisted.
That's right. We could. If someone could get me Zechariah 11 and 5.
Let me see. Zechariah 11. Come on.
Well, give me that one, man. One of my favorite scriptures, man.
Right.
On topic as well. Give me that one, Baba Kushar.
Come on. Book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
And that's what they do. They slay us, kill us, or have all our money and say, yo, I never had slaves. I didn't own black people directly. They kill black people and hold themselves not guilty. It wasn't me. I never owned a slave in my life. That's what King Charles is doing right here, man. Holds himself not guilty. You are guilty, man.
Right.
Until you give back what was stolen, you're still guilty, man. Until you give up all the stolen jewels, you are still guilty, man. You know what I mean? Let's get one more quick video for a wrap up, man, over the time. Let me get it real quick. So I can only keep you brothers too long, man. So one more.
That's right.
Then we wrap up, man. Boom. So lucky, okay.
Fortune on King Charles's coronation when millions of its people can't afford food. Charles is being crowned King of the UK and 14 other countries on May 6. He and Camilla will be decked out in jewels taken from former colonies and ride in 2 golden carriages. The whole thing is expected to cost between $60 to $120 million. That's on top of the $106 million the royals get in taxpayer money every year, and the over $400 million it's going to cost to put Charles's face on stamps and coins. Meanwhile, over 14 million people in the UK can't afford to eat every day, according to the Food Foundation. The UK is facing its worst inflation crisis in 4 decades. Food prices went up a record 17.5% last year. 25% of London is in poverty, with millions unable to afford basics like food, disproportionately black and brown people. Public workers like teachers and nurses have gone on strike to protest salaries that aren't keeping pace with inflation. Because the government refuses to pay them enough, some teachers have seen salaries drop as much as 13% since 2010. Some now rely on food banks to eat, and there are even warm banks because many can't afford to heat their own homes. And the number of children in food poverty has doubled in a year.
Salakia. Did you hear that?
Correct.
So, a lot of Brits are starving. So, mostly black and brown people.
Right.
We got 250 mil, so the king can get coronated, get a crown put on his head. Let me tell you something, black man. YAHAWASHI is our king, man.
That's
Christ
right.
is our king, man. You know what? Christ deserves to be king. Christ is greater than King Charles, man.
That's right.
Let me get a scripture for you, man. Christ don't roll like. He said, if you are a king, black man, you better serve YAHAWASHI. Jesus Christ is greater than King Charles, man. King Charles wants to spend 250 million. Meanwhile, his people are hungry in his own country. Jesus Christ did not deal like that, man. The Bible said Christ made himself like unto his brethren. You can read that in Hebrews. Christ made himself like unto his brethren, meaning what? Christ was poor because his brothers were poor, man. Christ was born to an unwedded family. Why? Because we're born to an unwedded family, man. Christ was born in the ghettos. Why? Because we're born in the ghettos. Christ died under the oppression of the Romans. Why? Because we died under the oppression of the police, man. Christ wanted to live just like his brothers, man. I can't serve no king that's greater than me, that can't suffer how we suffer, man. That's how YAHAWASHI did it. Christ is greater than some King Charles, man. King Charles sees you starving and strike. The school teachers are on strike, man. You know, the ambulances are on strike. The railway are on strike. No one's getting paid, but King Charles is fine. King Charles is 250 mil, man. And that's the man I must serve. I can't serve him, man. I serve a king that suffered just like me, man. A king that loves black people, suffered just like me, man. Get me the Luke 22 and 25, man. This is what Christ said about being a king. This is the king we serve, black man. We don't serve no big ear white man, man. Some big ear white man. I'm frightened to see the new money. Rather, I'm frightened to see the new money, you know. Because this man's ugly face on the new fiver, man. So like, thank God that I got Apple Pay, man. I don't too deal with money that much. I do with contactless, man. That's what YAHAWASHI said, man. It's lucky, man. This is the man that
like, Luke 22 and what verse?
Luke 22 and 25.
Luke chapter 22, verse 25. And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them.
And he goes, the kings of the Gentiles, the kings of the white man, the Chinese, the Africans, they exercise lordship over them. Meaning what? The kings of the Gentiles, you know, they walk around swinging their nuts. I'm king, you know what I mean? I spent 250 mil like you're starving. I'm in charge. That's what the kings of the Gentiles do. Keep it in.
And they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors.
Keep it in.
But ye shall not be so.
Christ said, you shall not be so, man. That's how they roll. 250 mil. Meanwhile, you're starving. I'm over you. I'm the king. You lot all striking, you're starving, but I'm king, man. I run everything. Christ said, wait with you, man. It ain't so, man. It's not going to be like that. Keep it in.
But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger.
But Christ said, with us, man, it's different. He that is great amongst us, he's like the younger. Christ is great amongst all of us, man. Meanwhile, he gave his life and we didn't.
Right.
In UPK, there's men that are great above you, man. They got greater rank above you. And guess what? They miss sleep and you don't miss sleep. They're up counseling people while you're in your bed, man. We don't spend time with our wives. Meanwhile, you spend time with your wives, man.
Correct.
We do camp and classes and spending money so you can get the truth. We ain't like these kings. These kings swing their nuts around. I'm great King Charles and I spend 250 mil. In the UPK, it don't work like that, man. The man with the greatest rank is too busy teaching, too busy taking time up on his Thursdays and his Saturdays and doing classes.
Right.
He becomes your servant. And that's how we roll in the UPK. Christ never sinned, man. Christ is the king of every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. And yet he gave his life for us. Yet he died for us, man. I can't say the same for King Charles. King Charles is too great for us. King Charles sends our children to go die in his wars, man. Send our children to go work hard while he takes our tax money. Not YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI is with us. I will die for you, man. I'm going to take the first step, man. That's the king we serve. Black man, our king is greater than King Charles, man. King Charles going to spend 250 million while his own people are starving, while his own people are striking, while his teachers are striking, while the railways are striking, while the firemen are striking. He ain't a king worthy to serve, man. And that's the man you're going to serve. You need to think twice about your life, man. Still up here, Dangobar Alba. Take it off, man.
And so it's crazy, you know why? Because when you look at crisis, when you look at King Charles, we can't relate to him at all, man. He grew up rich, wealthy, never worked a day in his life, had everything easy. And then when you look at Christ's life, we can relate to him, man. Why? He was born in the ghettos like we was born in the ghettos, man. He was born in horrible conditions, how we was, poor how we was, in slavery how we was, under the Romans, struggling how we was. And then Christ was born like that. Why? So Christ can show us how we can overcome this oppression, man. How we can overcome this captivity, how we can overcome what we're going through, man. Christ was in the same lowest state with us. So he can show us, listen, black man, though life's hard, you don't have to sell drugs, man. Look how I do it, man. It was the perfect example. Though life's hard, you don't need to kill one another. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. Look how I've done it. And that's something that every black man can relate to, man. Imagine your king started off as low as you. And he served the Lord, man. He gives us hope and shows us that we can serve the Lord, man. What does King Charles do for black people? If you're a black man going to pledge your allegiance to King Charles tomorrow, my friend, you are an idiot. My friend, you are an idiot if you're going to go pledge your allegiance to King Charles tomorrow. Whereas your king should be Christ, man. You got these white folks copying the Bible with the God save the king. That comes from the Bible, man. God save the king comes from the Bible, man. The way they do their whole coronation and stuff, they stole parts of it from the Bible. When they was making Solomon king, what did they do? Paraded him through the city and all of those kind of things. What did the people say? God save the king. King Charles really thinks that he's close to these men in the Bible, man.
Right.
When he's nothing like them, man. What he is the devil the Bible speaks of, man.
That's right.
And we need to recognize that. Imagine they can send all this money to Ukraine for wars, and then they can spend 250 million to put a crown on his head. Why can't they just get a cameraman there and just put the crown on his head for free, man? Why you got to spend 250 million? Whereas you're talking about the country's credit crunch. Whenever they say there's a recession and credit crunch, it don't apply to them, man. Imagine all my hard-earned tax. This 21. How much is tax now? 21%.
It's a bag of money. Because whenever I see my wage slip, I see what it would have been to what it is.
Right.
I see gross pay. Then when I see net pay, I'm like, damn, they took that much out. Listen,
bro,
man.
Hold on, Albert, you working at Phil? What's the PAYE?
That's pay as you earn.
All right, most like Christ.
Basically income tax. Come on.
Albert knows his ticket. Albert, he's from that field, you know. Come on, man.
Yeah, but it takes the piss. I would rather you see the wage slip. Don't show me what I'm getting before you take your deductions. Just take your deductions and don't show me, man.
Right.
I don't want to see the deductions, man. Because sometimes the deductions is more than what I'm left with, man. Imagine what you've deducted is more than what I'm left with. I don't want to see them deductions, man. Imagine you're taking all this money, so you can parade King Charles around tomorrow. Salakia.
And Salaki, if I could, just the last part. He's spending all this money, 250 million, however much, while meanwhile British people have gone through the cost of living crisis, all types of crisis. They can't eat, they're starving, they're hungry. It's definitely affecting us. And meanwhile, he's spending all this money to put a crown on his head. And like as one of the sisters said, it's going to be such a bland ceremony, man. They want to parade him around in a gold carriage. Listen, man, he can't do it like an Israelite would do it. But
that's right.
He spends all this money and doesn't care for his people. Meanwhile, our king, YAHAWASHI, he was a humble brother, man. He washed the feet of the disciples.
That's right.
That is a man that's worthy of being king, man.
Right.
That's right.
That's a man that's worthy of you serving Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man. That's who you should serve, not this pasty, big-eared fool, man. So like, don't serve this man. You serve your king, YAHAWASHI, man.
Right.
Smart. We get one more scripture to wrap up, man. Dog, if you could break it down for me, yeah? Rabbi, you could give me John 19 and 15, man.
Can't.
We'll let you, man, go with 15 minutes up on the time, man. The one for everyone logging in, get the last scripture and go, man. This is what you say. This is what you say if you're going to go out tomorrow and go celebrate this coronation, man. So, yeah, almost more.
Right.
Go on.
Book of John, chapter 19 and verse 15. But they cried out, "Away with him! Away with him!"
So now this is when those crucifying Christ. The Jews said, "Get him away from us, man." Go ahead.
They
said, take him away, take him away to crucify him. Go ahead.
Pilate saith unto them, "Shall I crucify your king?"
And he said, "Shall I crucify your king?" Why? Because he said he's the king of the Jews. So he said, "Shall I crucify your king, man?" This is our king, a black man. Go ahead.
The chief priest answered, "We have no king."
Wait, they said what?
We have no king but Caesar.
And they said, "We have no king but Caesar, man." They said, "We don't have no king, but our only king is Caesar." And if you go and pledge your allegiance tomorrow, you're saying the same thing, man. If you're going and pledging your allegiance tomorrow and celebrating Charles getting coronated, you're the same people that crucified Christ back then, man. You're the same people back on the earth that crucified our king, man. You're the same people that said, "Away with him." You're the same people that said, "We have no king." Because you have a king, and your king is YAHAWASHI, man. And by you not following your king, you're saying you have no king but Caesar, man. And see who's Caesar in today's terms? It's going to be Charles III tomorrow, man. You're saying forget this blackness, forget what these black people are talking about. Our king is Charles, man. You're those same people that was there in the book of John. Go ahead.
Then delivered he them then delivered he him therefore unto them to be crucified. And they took Jesus and led him away.
And they took him and led him away. Go ahead.
And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull.
And he carried his cross, man, because he was about to die. They made him carry his cross. They beat him along the way. They scourged him. They mocked him. They put a crown of thorns on his head, mocking him. They went down, said, "Hail the king." Done all of those things. They spat in his face. They punched him in the face and said, "Prophesy to us which one punched you." They done all of those kind of things, man.
Right.
They done all of those kind of things. So, like, go ahead.
Which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha.
Go ahead.
Where they crucified him, and two others with him on either side, one and Jesus in the midst.
And now Christ was in the middle. They crucified two men on either side of him. One man understood the assignment, like, "Yo, we deserve to die because we've done wrong, but this man ain't done nothing wrong." There was a next man there that was mocking him, and that's often that, and that's how black people are, man. Imagine this: you're in a terrible situation, and you're still finding time to mock a black man, man. Surely a man in his right mind would say, "You know what? Let me at least take a gamble and listen to what this man has to say, because I know I'm gonna die." Not this man. This man was willing to be evil the whole way. But Salaki, go ahead.
And Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross, and the writing was, "Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews."
And the mocking him, man, Jesus of Nazareth. What he's basically saying is, Jesus from the ghetto, the King of the Jews, man. That's what he's basically saying. And read on.
This title then read many of the Jews, For the place where Jesus was crucified was nigh to the city. And it was written in Hebrew and Greek and Latin.
And it was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. Why? Because if you know anything about what Greek and Latin, there was two different factions of the Roman Empire. One of them spoke Latin, one of them spoke Greek. So it was written in Greek, Hebrew, and Latin. Those were the popular languages at the time. So now, obviously, if you know anything about the Apocrypha, the reason why they're speaking Greek here, this is after after the Apocrypha and stuff. So Greek was what would be the #1 language. And the other faction, I believe, was the east side of the Byzantine side of the Roman Empire spoke what? Latin. I believe they spoke Latin. So it was written in Greek, Latin, and Hebrew. So Lucky, go ahead.
Khan. Then said the chief priest of the Jews to Pilate, write not the king of the Jews.
And these chief priests are such evil bastards, man. They said, don't write he's the king of the Jews. They said, right, he said he's the king of the Jews. As to say, he ain't the king of the Jews. They're saying, right, he said. So they weren't happy with the inscription, what was written on there. So Lucky, go ahead.
Khan. Write not the king of the Jews, but that he said, I am the king of the Jews.
And he said, don't write he's the king of the Jews, but right, he said, I am the king of the Jews. Go ahead.
Pilate answered, what I have written, I have written.
And he said, what I've written, I've written. But listen, if you go tomorrow, you're pledging your allegiance to a man you're not supposed to, and you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. And if you don't change your life, when the real king does return, he's going to kill everyone who didn't serve him, man.
That's right.
Everyone who didn't serve him, everyone who didn't do what they were supposed to, he's going to come back and he's going to put on the clinic, man.
That's right. And so, like, if I could,
I suggest you change your life. So, like, you go ahead.
If I could, so like, going right back to the beginning, man, you can't be pro-black and pledge your allegiance to this king, man.
That's right.
Right.
If you're pro-black, you serve the black king, man.
That's
you
right.
serve a black god. You serve Yahweh and YAHAWASHI.
Right.
That's right.
It's like, yeah.
Most of absolutely, man. But you're up on the time, so lucky to keep waiting. Listen, the water for everyone that logged in, like, share, subscribe, everyone. We're over the time now, so I can't say it by name, but Thwada for everyone, Thwada for Donga Bar, Officer of our Bond, you know what I mean? Big up to Commander YAHANNA, the generals, captains, troopers, the UK school, everybody, man, you know what I mean? I'll be here again next week, you know what I mean? 9 to 11, bringing out more powerful topics. Also, log into I.S.U.P.K United Kingdom on Facebook, Periscope, Instagram. This is got loads of information. I got more coming, man. You know, we got shorts now. You know, we got clips from on the ends. You know what I mean? Just look out for us, man. We got Hebrew class. All you do is email the school. We'll send you the if you're part of the school, email the school or call this number right here. We'll send you the alphabet and you can participate in class, man. Right. With that, we got to go, man. You know what I mean? So wise to everyone. Like, subscribe, and we'll be here again next week, man. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Get me check out.
Yeah. Are the Matrix? Sham Jeezy. Haratia. When me say U.P.K, UK. Well, anyway. We there a whole a rem span the ends. Me and me dog them a whole a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress pan we head pan the ends. We feel this span the ends. Every man a try be the next span the ends, dog. We fly out alone bend span the ends, but we die out a more dead pan the ends. Where me come from, you lucky if you live long day in a the war zone, but I no Pakistan. A the place where you juvenile a the big man. Grave or you do time, brother pick one, yo. Man a fi bleach, but I never zone of the 6 pants and the rifle with kickstand. Quick answer to enemy, them response. You we dead if you a Christian, devil them strong. We say, but is a trick done. Them one we fall down in a the quicksand. Me kill a them where they are London, England. Teach me say the white man him is a trickster. The same struggle man a face in a Kingston. I see him struggle them a face in a Trinidad. All the way go to Birmingham, Brixton. The link strong, it no matter what the distance. Hey, boom. We there a whole a rem span the ends. Me and me dog them a whole a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress pan we head pan the ends. We feel this span the ends.